So, hi, I am Leigh George, and I am a senior digital marketing strategist at R2I. And today I am interviewing Gail Perry, who is editor-in-chief at Accounting Web and a CPA herself. And I wanted to find out a little more about her talk on press releases that she'll be giving at this year's AIM conference in Chicago in a couple of days.
Okay, hi.
Hi. So, Gail, when is the situation where you would use a press release as opposed to some other form of communication?
Well, there are lots of times when you can use a press release, and a lot of people use them just to make any kind of announcement they want. I personally think there ought to be, they shouldn't be used so casually that every time you get up in the morning you think, well, what's going on at the office today? Let's send out a press release.
Right.
So there should be a little selectivity in terms of how frequently they're used, where they're distributed to. But I see press releases as a form of branding as well as making announcements about what's going on with your company. And it's really a way of letting people know what your public image is and controlling that image by putting out words that you want people to write about what's going on with your business. So it's something that someone should use selectively and also carefully. And I find that so many people write press releases without giving a lot of thought to what they're saying. And I imagine when they send them out, a lot of them just end up on the garbage heap, because if they're not interesting and engaging, then there's a good chance they may not be published.
In addition, it sounds like then that's one of the common mistakes, is that they're just kind of churned out using rote language, and they're not interesting or engaging. What are some other common mistakes that people make in writing press releases?
Often they're so poorly organized that it's hard to find what the information is that's the news.
Right.
So there's a structure that you can follow that makes sense, and obviously you want to get the important information as high up in the press release as possible, so that as soon as someone reads it, they see what really it is about and what makes that information worthwhile and newsworthy. So there's a structure. And also, a lot of people will send out press releases when the news isn't really newsworthy.
Right.
And then a lot of people will miss the opportunity to send out a press release because they don't get when something is newsworthy. So what we'll talk about in my course is what constitutes news, when is a good time to send a release and where do you send it, and how you follow up on it, and really what makes a press release one that's going to rise to the top and get the attention of an editor or publisher or whatever venue you're sending it to.
Right. Well, great. It sounds very exciting and something that people can use right away. Very actionable insight, as I like to call it. So thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you in Chicago in a couple of days.
Right. Thank you very much.
Okay.